It's been a while, and we were talking last about anxiety and purpose and things like, um, you know, anxiousness, entitlement, keywords that make sense to a lot of people concerning the time. So there was a young man today that was on my right hand. He was coming out of the street. He parked. Well, he wasn't parked. Excuse me. He was paused at the stop sign. You know, and he had to make a left turn, and I was coming up doing the actual speed limit. I really wasn't rushing, and I seen on his face and in his behavior and panting in the car for me like to quickly move, like, get out the way for he can make the left turn. I assessed everything around me. There wasn't any traffic behind me. The traffic in front of me was quite a distance. And in the left lane of traffic, the incoming traffic was at such a great distance. And they didn't seem to be pressing the gas so fast until he wasn't going to be able to turn. So really, a couple more seconds, I move out the way. He's able to make a left turn. No problem. Easy for him. But that's not how he's seen it. How he's seen it was, you need to quickly move and get out the way for I can make this left turn. And I thought, even though this seemed like a minute situation, I thought to myself, how exhaustive to put the mind and the emotions, the anxiousness, the feelings that early in the morning to begin to drive. Why? Because you're late, because you're running behind, or just because you're just that way when you get behind a wheel. People will ask us or make the comments that, hey, you never know what a person got to do or go to. But you know what? Do you find out the most of the time? Everybody's not on their way because a baby's being delivered. Everybody's not on the way because there's a 911 call concerning somebody in the hospital. And if you're late to work, generally you find that person that's late is the person who's late all the time. Habitual offenders of time management. And what you find out is that person, I used to tell people who had to answer to me concerning their attendance or time or whatever, I used to say to them, it's real simple. You were late today. Do you understand that means you have pretty much about 24 hours until to be on time to work tomorrow? 24 hours almost exactly to be here on time tomorrow, except for the few minutes that you're late. And I thought to myself, the anxiety or the anxiousness that I seen this young man operate with this morning, I thought this is the culture that we live in, where everybody is ready to be where they want to be. There's a driving process. There's street laws to follow. There's steps that has to be made. There is moments in between you getting to your destination that you have to think about and be in. Everybody want to say, I'm going to Walmart. I want to be there. Everybody get off of work and say, I'm on my way home. I want to be there. Everybody who say they have to go to the mall or they have to get to a friend's house, they just want to be there. But in actual reality, there's a process to our transportation. There's a process to our destination. And this is the place that's abandoned. We live in a culture, we live in a time right now where the anxiousness and the urgency for people to have what they want, not just be where they want, have what they want. They see the house and the car and they think, I want that. But there's a process, there's a transportation that has to happen in between these moments. People look at the fabulous lifestyle of jewelry and trips and vacations and luxury items to make life more convenient or more celebrated with vanity. And they think, I want these things, but often abandoning the fact that there is a process between desiring and achieving. This is where I believe that a lot of the young people are. Old folks too. I'm never going to act like the age eliminates you from some of the weaknesses that we serve in this life. But for my young people, you want a lot. You desire a lot. You vision a lot. For years, you thought about how your steps was going to lead you to this successful independent, achieving, desire. But somewhere along the line, though it was explained to you, though it was encouraged for you to pay attention to, process have been abandoned. Process hasn't been thought through. Matter of fact, I think that there has been a place where things has been given to you so much that a sense of freedom and entitlement came, and now the lack or the slack of things. It's just like the pandemic. A lot of people said the pandemic stopped them from earning money, making a living, going places, doing things, and there's other folks who still do all those. There's other folks who went to school, who didn't go to school, got jobs at higher positions or raises that didn't have them before, but took the time now to do it. So there's achievers and non-achievers. When you compare yourself to other people out there, you have to do it to a certain degree where you say to yourself, I want to achieve. I want to work hard. I want to be more challenging to myself and for myself. Not be in the caught up microwave society that makes me believe that I'm entitled to have what I want and don't even know why you're entitled. Don't even know why that you think you deserve something above anybody else who have to work through and go through process. So yes, there's young people who quit school. There's a lot of people, millions of young people who still go, who don't like the odds the same way you, who say this is not it. It's the same way we wear masks. I put on a mask. I'm a big guy. I take deep breaths all day long. I practice breathing techniques just to carry the weight and who I am, and whatever fog or pollution or lack of air supporting all the time. And then now I got to put a mask on and breathe that all day around places and take walks with a mask on, obstructing the actual free flow of air and oxygen and carbon dioxide exchanging. It's uncomfortable, it's unwanted, but it's something that's necessary right now. Guess what? Somebody else right next to me have the same thoughts I have, but their entitlement told them, I'm not going to do it. It's amazing to me when I see someone who don't have a mask on or take it off or pull it around you when they're supposed to have it on around there. And the first thing is, I can't breathe with that thing on. Not true. Might not have the freedom to just breathe easy. You don't want the restrictiveness. You don't want to feel the something on your face. You know you wasn't born with it and you don't want it, but you can breathe just like everybody else can breathe. You're not walking around with an oxygen system. It's uncomfortable. It makes you sweat. It makes you hot. I can't breathe. I'm caught up. All of your excuses. It turns out that you're one who's choosing an excuse where somebody else is saying, I'm going to stick through it. Because watch this. The truth of the matter is, if it becomes deemed by law that everybody have to wear a mask because there's some type of pollution in the air, and we had to wear filtration, we had to wear something like this for the next 10 years of our lives, you either do it or die, I guarantee you the population will go to survival. Yes, there's always going to be somebody extra. There's always going to be somebody who died. There was people who drunk bleach because the president said it. There's people who jump off a bridge because of they can't handle things. There's people who commit suicide, abandonment, quit on life for many reasons. So think about it like this. This ties into the ability, or this ties into the idea of the ability of people, of the pros, the cons, but those who are willing to go through it and those who are willing to let it go. Who are you? That's your choice every day. Who are you going to be? There's people who go out and work every day. I pass by Home Depot and other places where men are on the corner and women are waiting to work. Not hang out, not socialize. Not lay up under a bridge, not those who's on the couch playing games, eating cereal. They're out there hoping that somebody pulls up in here to buy material for a job that they don't want to do or can't do or need help doing, and they're going to ask them, can I help? And for a small fee, they're willing to go out and work their tail off for that day in order to bring income. Those people are diligent. Those people are hard workers. Those people said they're not going to just sit on their tail and allow life to go around them. Also, to this thought, stop thinking time is at your control. I can do it tomorrow. I can do it later. I'll get around to it. The urgency of importance of things that is necessary for your life should be the very urge of your every step. Success. Getting to where you got to go. Can you imagine getting in your car, getting ready to go to the store, going to Walmart, running to grocery store, whatever it is. You get in the car, but you never started. Or you started, but you never drive. You never actually go. You think about it, GPS is set, but you don't move. Nothing that you desire from that place to be in your car, transported to your home, will ever get there until you first start the process of transportation. Commuting, the process. Don't abandon something that's so relevant. Don't abandon something that's so mediocre, is so small, but it is the most meaty, relevant, the most thing that gets things done and not done. That's what process is. So you got to start asking yourself some serious questions. Why am I excusing myself? Why is it everybody else's fault but mine? Why am I'm double talking? I'm saying, well, I know it's my responsibility, but it's yours too. It's theirs too. It's this because of the pandemic. Oh, it's God's fault. It's science fault. It's the world fault. It's the parents' fault. It's the siblings' fault. It's everybody else's fault plus yours or not yours at all. You can be that one, but that one's going to produce you the result of that excuse life. Or you realize there's nothing given to you. My parents didn't give me anything but love and attention, fed me, clothed me. And after that, there was no inheritance. There was nothing waiting for me. There was no there was no stepping stone to jump off of. It was, hey, if you're going to do something, you need to get ready and get out there and do it. Who are you? What's different about you? Unless your last name Rockefeller, Rothschild, or Hilton, or any of those other famous things where life doesn't have to work that way for you. The rest of society, the majority of society, has to do what they want to. There needs to be done. Needs to be done. So identity crisis, anxiety, entitlement, all those things working together. You want to find purpose. I want to find myself. You never lost yourself. You've been yourself since you've been born. You're trying to find a purpose. No, you want to find tips and secrets on how to make things easy of success. But it might be easy for Jones, but it might be real hard for Johnson. But they both can get to the same place. Somebody's going to say, "Ooh, this was hard." Somebody's going to say, "Not that bad. Wasn't that difficult." It's the truth. If I look at a young 21-year-old who played sports all his life in school, grammar school, and high school, and then now at college and playing sports, and he's 21, he got his mask on, and we're walking down the store, and I see him moving at 10 miles per hour, walking, speeding, and I'm, tracking behind him with a mask on. It might be more difficult for me to take that walk and breathe, but I guarantee you, if I don't give up, we're going to get to the same destination. And yes, I'll be a little bit sweaty. I'll be out of breath a little bit, but I'll get there. You can do it too. probably going to put out another video quick about this and go into a deeper point, maybe connected to the purpose and the identity crisis.